Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. If this is the first time we are meeting, my name is Christina. I make bullet journaling, organizational, stationery hauls, and lifestyle videos here on YouTube, so if that's the kind of stuff you are interested in, please consider subscribing to the channel. Today, I am creating my bullet journal setup for July. I've already filled in what I'm going to do in pencil, therefore you'll see the theme for this month is lavender. First, I'm going to trace my doodles with a micron pen in size 01. Lavender is super easy to draw. Even if you don't think you can do it, you most definitely can. You can make each flower on the stem close to each other or space them out as I did. I actually found a step-by-step on how to draw lavender on Pinterest, and it's super helpful. The key to making your flower look like lavender is drawing the flowers on each stem gradually, going from small to big from top to bottom. You'll notice in the step-by-step that the first 5 flowers on the stem should have 3 petals, and then the next 4 should have 4 petals. Next, there should be 3 flowers with 5 petals, and lastly, 2 flowers with 6 petals. If you look closely at mine, the number of flowers with each petal varied, depending on how long the stem was. So as long as the flowers on each stem gradually go from small to big, you've got yourself lavender. Honestly, this isn't a complex flower to draw, and no matter how you do it, it works. You just need to be patient with yourself and practice. Next, I'm taking a piece of craft paper, writing out July with white ink, and ripping out the edges to give it a frayed look. As some of you guys know, last month I dabbled in vintage bullet journaling, and I love it. I love it so much, I purchased a ton of new stationery. I also just love that purple and brown makes an appealing color combination, so that's the look I'm going for this month's setup. A vintage lavender spread. There's a calmness to this spread. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with the quote page. I haven't made up my mind, so I'm going to move forward with the monthly overview. The markers I'm using to color in my lavender are the Archer and Olive acrylographs. These markers unfortunately don't have names or numbers on the casing to signify what color they are. Still, I did get these particular markers from Archer and Olive's spring quarterly subscription box. The ones I'm using are the 0.7mm, which is a fine point. This size is perfect for coloring in the small detailed drawings like my lavender. They're pretty small, so you want a marker with a smaller nib to color this in. Archer and Olive's acrylographs also come in a 3.0mm, which is great for when you're coloring in more significant pieces. I love these markers and hope to purchase more in the future. The ink is very similar to acrylic paint, so it's potent in color. It can even show up on black paper. I think the only downside to acrylographs is the upkeep and taking care of them, which is more aggressive than a regular marker. I believe you want to clean the nibs routinely so the leftover ink doesn't dry and, the ink flows while you're using it. Next, I am creating my habit tracker and goals page. The setup for this is very similar to the habit tracker I made in June. I covered a good portion of the left-hand side and top region with craft paper, stickers, and stationery. And then I have 6 habits that I'm tracking. Since a lot is going on the habit tracker, I'm going to keep it simple for the goals page. I'm just going to rip a generous piece of craft paper and glue it to the center of the page. This next step is a recent but coveted purchase, which is this cute and small binder clip stamp. It's the perfect addition to any vintage bullet journal spread. I finally came up with an idea for the quote page. I'm just going to keep it simple. The quote for this month is, "We are only as blind as we want to be," by Maya Angelou. I don't even know why I picked this quote, but I'd like to think that sometimes things just speak to you. It's super random, but a friendly reminder to always be, or at least try to be, self-aware, because that's the only way we can grow. When we recognize our behavior or pay close attention to what we say and what we do, that alone can make a big difference in being your best self. Lately, I've been obsessed with the Dutch Door weekly setup. If you aren't new to the channel, this weekly setup probably looks quite familiar. I had this same setup last month for June, and I did it sporadically in earlier months. But now I'm just addicted to it because it's a mix of functional planning and creativity. When you have a Dutch Door weekly setup, you have so much more room to create. When I have a weekly setup with the traditional 2 pages, I find it hard to be creative because I need most of the space on the 2 pages for the planning. So yeah, just creating the same setup but with the lavender and brown color palette. July will be the last month in this bullet journal. I'm kind of sad to be letting go of this one, but also excited to start a new one. Beginning a brand new bullet journal is always so refreshing, and I know it's just like randomly in the middle of the year, it still feels like a brand new start. I have some exciting videos next month, like the bullet journal setup video, a vintage book tracker, a finance tracker, and more. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so you'll know exactly when I post the video. I've been considering creating a 2022 custom bullet journal for a possible giveaway. What do you guys think? Would that be something you guys are interested in? If so, let me know in the comments. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!